By now, you've probably seen some of my videos showcasing that yes, it is in fact possible to do 4,500 skips straight. And a lot of you have asked,
How the f is that possible?
or maybe you don't even believe it's possible for you. And believe me, I can't blame you for thinking that because I used to believe the same thing back in 2017 when I first started jumping rope. And then I doubted myself even again when I started jacking up my stamina once more back in the summer of 2021 to 2022 cut. So my goal by the end of this video is to explain to you how I overcame that, to show you the techniques and tricks that I personally use and teach my clients so that hopefully you won't skip this opportunity to learn. No pun intended. Now, first and foremost, I tend to almost completely avoid the double foot hop, that double foot jump that's basically the first thing everyone learns. There's no way that you're going to skip rope for extended lengthy periods if you're doing 10 or 20 minutes straight of this double foot jump. Ain't gonna happen. Or maybe it will. Comment below if you jump rope for 10 minutes straight just doing the double foot hop. It just ends up tiring my calves way too quickly, and frankly, it gets boring too fast. The second thing is that I like to get a little fancy with my footwork. You know, aside from doing the general boxer skip, I like to kind of heel toe it out, kind of dancey moves, some of that Mayweather type stuff. I just find that it brings a lot of novelty and fun to the session. Now, if you are going to go for these lengthier sessions, at first, obviously it's going to be hard for you. So what you're going to want to do is chunk it down into these small, short breaks. Even 10 to 20 second breaks do absolute wonders for your calf and shoulder fatigue. Once you start getting the boxer skip down, this immediately makes it so much more fun. I mean, aside from the fact that you're moving around a lot more like a boxer, when you get this technique down, you're now understanding that you don't have to jump nearly as high off of the ground, putting way less effort into making those jumps. Thus, you can skip for longer periods of time, and now you tend to feel a lot more desire to actually doing this exercise, and it makes it a lot easier on your joints as well. Another trick that I use to be able to go on for such lengthy sessions, getting into 20, 30, even 40 minutes straight of skipping, is to actually use the breakdowns within the music. This is one of the reasons that I do use drum and bass specifically. Aside from that higher tempo that I need to have because of the pace that I like to skip at, the music always tends to have these breakdowns, usually 2, maybe 3 in that 5-minute period. They don't really last too long, maybe somewhere between 10 to 30 seconds, so I take advantage of these breaks by basically slowing down my tempo from wherever it might be. Let's say it's 155 to 165 BPM down to maybe 100 to 120. So it helps me to kind of cycle back and forth, and it actually gives me that additional challenge to try to push myself at that higher tempo until, I reach that point where I've got a little bit of a break to slow down. And this is something that I highly suggest you guys do to have a cycle in your pace. Do your best to try to keep it as high speed as possible with the music and then bring it back down. This is really going to help you with going for those much lengthier jump rope sessions. So if you didn't know this technique before, then you can show me your thanks by hitting the like button. And if you already did know this, then hit the like button anyways, just because you can. So I have to ask you guys, where is it that you get tired the most? Is it your calves? Is it your quads? Is it your shoulders? Like, what ends up being the bottleneck of your jump rope session that prevents you from, hitting specific goals or targets? Let me know down in the comments along with how long you've actually been jumping rope for. And for a next level tip here, as you're advancing, try going for a thinner, lighter rope. One of those speed ropes like I use in my videos. That lighter rope is going to help cut through the air with much less resistance, and the bigger part of it is that because it's thinner, you'll be able to jump much lower off the ground, which is going to increase the amount of calories that you can burn because your sessions can now get lengthier. Just make sure to watch out for the obvious danger of getting whipped with a jump rope in the back. Definitely not fun. A few years back when I was building up my stamina and basically my calves could go forever, but my front deltoids would start burning like crazy, to take most of that front shoulder burning sensation away, I would actually utilize my breaks by doing very specific stretches. This is something you'll want to try out with a scarf or some kind of resistance band to open up the shoulders a lot. Try to get some external and internal rotations as well, but take care to do it gently and slowly apply force to it as you learn what your body can actually handle. This stretching in between these shorter chunk down sessions, let's say you're doing 10 minutes worth split into 3 or 4 minute smaller rounds, this is going to help you a ton with your stamina, and you'll get the added benefit of improving your shoulder mobility along with your shoulder strength, which advancing on your jump rope game should help you level up. Now, there are a few more important ways that you can use to maximize how long you can actually skip for. New techniques I started using over the past 12 months that have helped me out immensely, especially in that shoulder area and cardiovascularly. So if you do also know any other techniques or methods that maybe have helped you, please do share it with us in the comments. There's links in the description if you need to reach out for me directly, whether for coaching or you have any questions, and I'll see you in that next one, warriors.